Here's why you should never apologize in your marriage until you do this one thing. Hi, my name is Frank DeGrassi. I'm a couples counselor. And if you've been enjoying my videos, I would encourage you to please like and subscribe. This helps the videos to go and help other people and couples around the world. That is my heart, to help people. So please hit that subscribe button, like this video, and I just want to continue to bring more value each week to your relationship in your marriage. All right? Well, let's get right into it. So why you should never apologize in your marriage until you do this thing. You should never apologize because until you've taken this first step, all your sorries will just hit insincere. And when you've taken this first step to genuinely do this, what is it? Here it is. Acknowledge and understand that what you did was wrong. Acknowledge and understand what you did was wrong. Once you do that, then you can express your apologies. But it's important for you to understand that in order for you just to say sorry, to make that sorry credible, to make that sorry valid, you must genuinely acknowledge and understand that what you did, take responsibility for what you did wrong, and then expressing that understanding to your spouse, right? So it's 1 to 4 for you to reflect, take the time to listen, to pay attention, remember in retrospect how it went. Once you do that, and then you understand that, now it's time to express that to your spouse. See, a sincere apology involves more than just saying, I'm sorry. A sincere apology acknowledges the specific hurt that was caused and then demonstrating a commitment to changing that behavior. A commitment to change that behavior and do it better the next time around. And again, there's no perfect relationship. There's no 100%. What we're going for is a relationship that is progressing and doing their best. So let's talk about the 3 things. I want to share with you 3 things and how we can do that. The first thing is this: understand the hurt. Understand the hurt. When I say understand the hurt, it requires these 2 components. It requires for self-reflection and then empathy. Self-reflection requires that before you apologize, you take some time to reflect on the situation and identify what actions or words that was said, behaviors that were done, that caused the hurt, that caused your wife to get mad. So these are questions that you got to ask yourself. So it's like this: you have the argument, the conflict, and it escalates. Now you take that time out, you take that break. I encourage a lot of couples to take that time out and take the break, and then to ask themselves these questions. What were my triggers? How did my words affect her? What could I have done to de-escalate the situation and then foster understanding instead of talking and interrupting and pushing my perspective? What did I do that caused this escalation, and how could I've had foster understanding and keep this dialogue between me and my wife flowing? And then empathy. This is hard for a lot of guys. We weren't trained this, but practice makes perfect, right? So we need to empathize. And this is what empathizing really is in this situation: is trying to understand your spouse's perspective, seeing the perspective from their point of view, and then how they feel. How would you feel if you were in their shoes? How would you feel if someone had said or done that to you? And then understanding that if you were in their shoes, you would feel the same way. So putting yourself in their shoes and grasping the impact of your actions, kind of like feeling their pain. And again, like I just mentioned earlier, putting yourself in their shoes. If you were in their shoes, how would you feel? What would you think? And then that you start to begin to empathize their situation. So understand the hurt. This is crucial. The second thing after understanding the hurt is to acknowledge the hurt. Acknowledge the hurt. Did your apology of saying I'm sorry come off flat and insincere? And that's because you feel bad that your wife is feeling angry and you just want this to feel better. You just want this to smooth over. You want this to move on. You want to be over with it. You don't like feeling this pain, right? Who likes being this in this kind of painful relationship where there's tension between you and your wife. Nobody does. And I get it. I get it. It's like I don't want to feel this anymore. I don't like this pain between my wife and I. This sucks. This is painful. I feel like we're getting distance between me and her. I feel like we're hurting. I feel like we're losing connection with each other. I get it. But the answer is not to go quick to fix it. That's what we do as men. Typically, that's what we do. We go right into fix mode. The answer is this: focus on how your wife is hurting. The answer is not to bring solution. The answer is to focus into the pain, focus into the hurt. And you know what, guys? She will most likely be extremely mad, very mad at whatever you said or done. She may be very angry at you, and we see that she is hurting. We see that she's in an uncomfortable space. We see that she's not wanting to talk, and we don't like that. And saying sorry does not fix it in that moment. And so what we need to do is to do the very opposite by putting, again, going back to what I said in point one, and this continues on in point two, is putting yourself in her place, trying to experience her pain, trying to see it from her perspective, and seeing that the hurt that you caused was partly your responsibility. Now, 90%, you might be right 90%. I don't know. You might be right 90% of the time, but there was that 10% that you feel you did wrong. Take responsibility for the pain, the hurt that you caused in that conflict. Therefore, it may sound something like, you know what, babe, if I had said, and then be specific what you said. And if someone did this, and be specific what you did, I would be angry at that as well. I get it. I get it. You want to be specific in having to share that with your wife. What did you say? What did you do? Be very specific. If I had said that, if I had said to you, if I said to myself, that doesn't matter. Forget it. It's nothing. If you said that and it hurt her, say it. Like, hey, if someone told me that it didn't matter and it was nothing, when in reality it meant a lot to me, I would feel genuinely hurt as well. I get it. I get it. Acknowledge the hurt. Take responsibility for the hurt that you've caused in that whole argument and conflict. So, number one, understand the hurt. Number two, acknowledge the hurt. Number three, demonstrate change. So, you understand, you acknowledge, and then in that acknowledging the hurt, you say, I'm sorry. That's when the sorry really is valid. That's when the sorry really is sincere, is because you acknowledged it, you recognize it, you empathize with that, and then you say, I'm sorry. Now the third component, all of this, is the follow through. It's demonstrating the change. Once you apologize, you need to show your commitment by changing and altering your behavior, changing and altering your words. This requires you to learn. This requires you to get wisdom. This requires you to get into the word. This requires you to get counsel, to seek mentorship, coaching, guidance, YouTube videos like this. I have a lot of YouTube videos on this kind of stuff. And the thing is, you need to follow through, learn and follow through. Ask your wife for input and how you can follow through and do this better. And the other thing about demonstrating the change is be patient. Be patient through this process. She's going to be upset. She's going to be mad at you. And healing takes time. Forgiveness is a decision, but healing is a process. Woo, that was good, right? Forgiveness is a decision, but the healing after that is a process. She may forgive you for the things that you have said and done. And it was sincere, it was genuine. You did this perfectly fine. But understand that process of healing takes time. And your wife is going to need some space because of what you said and done. She's going to need some space to process. And the apology that you shared was perfectly fine. It's just the process of healing is going to take some time. And she's going to watch your behavior. She's going to pay attention to you saying those words again. In fact, that's what the definition of trust is. Trust is consistency over time. Building trust is consistency over time. And this is where you need to continue to work on altering your behavior, learning new patterns, learning new behaviors, starting new ways of conflict between you and your wife. This is where you demonstrate change by praying for her, offering grace and patience as part of that process of healing and restoration and repairing. And you work towards that reconciliation between you and your wife. Pray for her. Understand the hurt, acknowledge the hurt, and demonstrate change. I hope that helps. Continue to strive to strengthen your relationship between you and your wife. And in fact, watch this video. I got more stuff to share about how to grow in your relationship, how to strengthen your relationship with your spouse. And I'll see you there.